Hello, friends. Welcome to Thursday. It's Thursday. Thursdays are like seriously my favorite because we get to do Thrifty Thursday. So I have a couple fun ideas. I hope, anyway, a couple fun ideas. I got like a whole little bag of stuff this week for $3.50 or something like that. And one, actually two, of the things I got this week we're going to use, or I'm hoping. Anyway, so the picture frames are like seriously some of my favorites because you can get some really cool designs fairly inexpensive, and like the outside, they're just unique, So my original thought is that I wanted to paint some of these guys black and like patinaing them with some of like the gilding wax. But this one's almost like done, so I don't even think I really need to do that with that. So I don't know. Next time we'll get to paint some frames, but this time I don't think I'm going to. What I do want to paint though, y'all, this is so good. Anyway, before I get too excited into it, I do want to welcome you. Thank you for watching my channel, Chalking Up the Walls. My name's April, if you don't know, and I appreciate you. So I found this watercolor paper, and it's really like super thick, like cardstock. And I think I want to, I want to watercolor the background of this in probably just like a light, like blue, maybe into a lighter green. Here we go. These guys. The ones we picked out already. All right, so let's start with the blue and just, I'm not opening a new one just for that. That's silly. Well, it should be more than enough. But anyway, I am just going to make like kind of a painted background. And I'm going to do this again for another like one of our things. Oh my gosh, speaking of, how fun. Wait till you see what we do with these. How fun are these earrings? Right? My ears are not pierced, so that's not gonna work for me. But we have a fun idea that we can do with them. All right, anyway, let's get to watercoloring. Just to get this party started. We don't want like a lot of color, and honestly, like this is way more than we're gonna need. But we want to get it like watered down. And like just heavy. Actually, I really like that color. Should we do the whole thing? Man, I really kinda. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek. Yep, 100%. We're doing the whole background in the same color. I thought originally about doing, like kind of a sky and like grass motif and whatnot. But no, we're going all in one. All right, let's just make sure we get this. And like I said, this is super thick, like cardstock. Like you can kind of lay it down and it just deals with the water one way or another. I actually really like that. I don't, except for maybe this corner. Don't think we need to add a whole lot more to that. All right, awesome. We're good. Scoot you over. So anyway, like I was saying, the or maybe I wasn't even saying, I don't know. But anyway, the frame that we have, it's like a really, I showed it to you guys earlier, was 50 cents, right? So this is Thrifty Thursday. We're trying to be thrifty and make like our cool crafts. So I use some like found watercolor paper. If you don't have that, I actually was planning on just using a piece of cardboard, but then I saw that and I thought, well, we might as well use it, right? So I think we're good. As paper dries though, you'll see it does curl up. Once it like gets completely like dry, it'll lay back down. If you want to speed up the process, obviously you can like add a little heat to it. But watercolor paper does have the tendency to like, you know, stand up. But once it dries, it's going to be fine. Okay, so let's set you over here. I really actually kind of want to work on that. All right, so hold on. Make sure it's dry. All right, excellent. And we're mostly back to flat. Not quite, but close. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we're taking our 50-cent frame and our like random piece of watercolor paper. Just gonna line this in here and make sure that like it's gonna be, it is. Okay, so what I need though is the glass. This is gonna be a cute little project for spring. It's gonna be good. I originally thought that it would be fun to, and you totally could do this, make this like project open air, even more, I guess, open air than it already is going to be, without the glass, and do like a secondary, you know, kind of project with this, like a watercolor kind of thing. But the more I thought about it, the more I decided to just do it all in one. But, you know, you could always use this glass for something else. You really don't need the glass. Or if you have a frame that doesn't have the glass, no worries. So I was just like cleaning it off like slightly in case there's finger marks or whatnot. We're going to close this up. So basically at this point we have framed our very monochromatic green, right? It's pretty. You could even just like, you know, leave it like that if you like the colors. But we are going to dress it up just a little bit for spring. Make it look a little bit more 3D and do great things. I have some just completely leftover random floral that I thought would look, whoa, cute with this. So we are going to, I can't decide how I want, I think, all right, so what we're going to do, I got it figured out, is we're going to line all of these up and then come in with our hot glue, like, you know, right after, and kind of like solidify them at the bottom. Because I do have some moss that I want to use, so that's good. Oh no. Oh no. We have to plug the phone in. I'm so sorry. Hopefully, yes. Anyway, back to the flowers. All right, so we're just like shoving them in the corner. I think this is gonna be kind of a fun little wall hanging, especially for spring. And use whatever, I'm losing like all my little pieces. Use whatever like colors and florals you have or like or whatever, but this is gonna be like kind of fancy looking, but like not really all that fancy. Okay, I need you in the back. And I need you just like this, right? I think so. All right, so now that we have our florals where we want them, we're just gonna put some hot glue down, which is hopefully hot at this point. No, we're not quite there. Now you're plugged in. Almost, but not quite. Okay, while you do your thing, let's do the other one. All right, so like I was showing you guys, I found this freaking like super cool set of like gold style heart earrings, which would be great for the upcoming holiday, but my ears aren't pierced and that doesn't make any sense. So I think I'm gonna make a couple. I'll just show you one. But, I think I'm going to make a couple of little, like, Valentine's. Instead of getting, like, the cards from the store, I think my loved one is going to get a homemade card with some random red colors. Why not? So my thought with this is that we can, you know, like, just make it look fun. We're not in this to completely cover it. We're just trying to make some color, make our little homemade card. I loved making, like, homemade Valentines when I was younger. So I think this is kind of like a ode to that. Plus, you know. Why not? This paper is like seriously soaking up this a lot and I don't want it to be like heavy. So I squirted it with a little bit of water, just thin out the paint. And we're just gonna kind of, you know, get sort of a coverage here. The focus is definitely gonna be on this gold heart. How fun is that? I love, like, reinventing some of this vintage jewelry. I really do. And then, you know, at the end of Valentine's Day, Randy will appreciate it, but I'm sure he'll give me my heart back, too. So I get to see it again. But anyway, I love just using, like, this vintage jewelry just to dress up, you know, like cards or anything, you know? It's going to be good. All right, so speaking of, this is an earring. We're going to have to somehow, like, I don't even know if you guys can see it, but whatever. Obviously, there's, like, the earring back. So it's like a thin piece of metal. We're just going to go back and forth and hope that it snaps off. I hope it did perfectly. Put that in the trash can so I don't step on you. I think we're good with the red. Just drop that in the water. All right, so I guess, you know, do I want to make it? Yes, I do. Okay. I think I want to make this look like a little envelope. All right. I mean, it's the right shape. We've got the heart to do, you know, like the seal in the middle or whatever. I think that's what I want to do. So I need to get you off of here. Get you to lay, you know, medium flat. And let's take, all right, where do we want it to have? Like here? Yes. Okay, so let's just take something here. And like just draw a little line. It doesn't have to be fancy. We're not trying to be like totally over the top. I have a little black paint pen. Will this work? Yes, I think it will. All right, so let's just kind of go side to side here, but not too far in. And see if we can't make like a faux little love letter. That seems far enough. And try to get our corners lined up. Awesome. I think that's good. Right? So it looks like a little envelope. Minus our heart. And we're going to put our heart lined up pretty much right where that is. So even if you don't get like your crosses perfectly, it's going to be fine because you're going to cover it up with your little like whatever, your happy little emblem. The question is how are we going to get this attached? I don't know if the wood glue, or I'm not the wood glue, the tacky glue is going to do it though. I think we're going to actually need the hot glue. Are we hot? Are we going to be cool? Maybe. Oh, yeah. And we just honestly need like this top little space here. Clean up the squigglies later. Let's just get it down when it's hot. I probably should have put some on the bottom. That's okay. Cool. All right, so, you know, obviously we have a little bit of glue to clean up there, but I think it's super cute. And then, you know, like I got a little sloppy with my, but whatever. I will flip it over and write my own card. I think it's going to be good. Like so meaningful for Valentine's Day. So fun, so cute. And I'll make another one for Randy, Lily, whatever. I'll make one for both of them. And they'll have like their little fun cards. So much less expensive than buying like them Hallmark cards. Not that I don't love Hallmark cards. They're great. They're fabulous. But just saying, like that was more fun. All right, so back to this. I think this is going to be cute. We just need to glue it down and like, you know, cute it up. So we took a found frame, a little bit of watercolor paper, created a background with it, and then ideally you're going to make like a fun little wall hanging. All right, so we have our hot glue. We're just going to kind of press all of our items in. Picked out some random floral that just existed in the house. At this point, it does not have to look pretty, y'all, because we are going to cover this up with a little bit of moss. You could do, I guess, it differently and maybe just make it look pretty on its own. But I wanted, like, you know what would be fun would be like a little bird nest. Like a little mini bird nest, which I guess is essentially what this moss looks like. But that would be cute. I don't have a little mini bird nest, but I can kind of make one, right? Just to essentially cover up that squirrely glue. And if you have some strands that are like wild, just go ahead and like glue them down and then trim them up later. Like it's fine. My glue is still hot enough where I didn't even need to add more. All right, so let's kind of clean up our mess. Trim off these guys and show you what you made, or show you what we made. All right, again, Thrifty Thursday, found things. How cute did this turn out though? Obviously you could do whatever, like plants and colors and whatnot, but for some found things, I think this is super cute, especially like for spring. You can set it up on your, you know, mantle or whatever you have to do there. But that turned out really cute for a, you know, thrifted frame. And then our one of two, we haven't made the other one yet, but our homemade Valentine. Piece of water paper, some found earrings that we just like snapped the back off of. Created our own like little envelope. And then I will write my own little personal message to my loved one on the back of it. But yes, Thrifty Thursday, always a fan favorite. Well, always one of my favorites anyway. I don't know about the fans, but here we are. All right, always good. So much fun. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. This was good. we will see you soon. As always, I appreciate you. I love you ever so much for watching. And like I said, we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys.